That's just what I like. It makes me feel good. Another rule, always be overdressed, not underdressed. You know, just do what makes you happy. Welcome back to my channel, Attorney Brooke. I wanted to hop on and chat about more of like my makeup, beauty, style, fashion philosophies and kind of thought processes that I've held true to me that kind of help navigate me in like the beauty world. You know, there's so many stereotypes, there's so many generalizations, there's so many trends, there's so many advertisement, like marketing in and of itself is a beast. There's so many things to like navigate, and there's like this like arbitrary rule book that like we as consumers are supposed to follow. So I wanted to chat a bit about that. You know, I'm on my pedestal here, I'm on my soapbox, and like everybody need to listen. Honestly and truly, I want to know what you guys think. And I also kind of wanted to establish like some of my intent behind my channel, and like as I'm developing content and growing, to really share what my underlying philosophy is behind a lot of it. Just kind of like tip of the tongue, like spouting out different like ideas and things like when it comes to makeup. And I've touched on this before in some of my videos. I truly believe, and like dare I say I know, that there is no rule book when it comes to beauty. There are absolutely beauty trends, makeup trends to follow. And like I've said before, that will naturally trickle into like the development of products that are gonna give you that look that's currently trending. Like for example, like glowy, pretty, like dewy skin, the no makeup look, like the real bronze, just like summery look, but also like a good monochromatic look is in, things like that. And like even like through the production of the new Euphoria season that's come out, like truly, I guess, magnifying the power of makeup and like the expression that it allows a character, you know, with like the bejeweled look and the super popped like colored eyeshadows and eyeliners and things like that was just so true to like the costume of Euphoria. And that has like, I swear I see it everywhere now. Like, and it's so freaking cool to see people like wearing like bejeweled items and like going for these crazy fun colors that like typically aren't like your norm. It's just cool to see. And it's like the part of the makeup world that I love. I'm just like obviously not trained. I'm not a professional. I'm just like a girly girl who likes to try things out. And you know, if I took the time to like sit down and like try out colors, like I'm not against it. It would be super fun. And it's something that like I want to do. But yeah, like philosophy with makeup and like following specific professionals that I really like in the makeup world have helped influence my personal belief when it comes to makeup. I truly believe there's no right or wrong. You're never gonna catch me, I mean, maybe for fun, just to show difference of application of makeup, but you're never gonna see me post a video that says the wrong way to wear blush or the wrong way to conceal your face, things like that, because I don't think there's a wrong way. I think that it depends on you, the shape of your face, your eyes, what you feel confident in, the product, the budget, the whatever it is that you're working with, whatever your variables are, what you want is what makes that difference. And even down to like why people wear makeup. Some people wear makeup for just pure expression and the artistic side of it. Some people do it because it's like their escape and it's therapeutic. And some people wear it because they truly feel more beautiful wearing it, like from kind of like a vanity perspective. There's a plethora of reasons to wear makeup, and so there's really not one that should like conquer over another, and that's what I truly believe. Some of the professionals that I have been influenced by, like for example, like Sir John, I follow him on Instagram. He's makeup celebrity artist for decades and also like editorial makeup artist. He is literal perfection. Like he's just so fabulous to watch and to learn from. It's like sickening. Now, what I enjoy about him is that he truly kind of preaches and believes in the idea or like the psychology behind makeup. And I know he's kind of like talked about like a specific psychological term for it, and I can't think of it right now, but it's just the idea that the way in which you apply makeup or the colors you use, or like from a professional perspective, from his perspective, how he applies that makeup to a client and what products he chooses can truly affect the psychology of the person wearing it. And it can help elicit emotions and to create emotions. And like that in and of itself to me is just like, just it's freaking awesome. Like literally, if you want to throw on a bright ass pink or like orange or purple lipstick, because that's like just kind of the swagger in your step that you have that day, then you better freaking do it. And it's just so cool, like hearing that kind of like ideology coming from like a professional makeup artist that is, you know, supposed to be like setting the trends or like following the trends and things like that. It's just really, really, really awesome to like watch him create makeup and like kind of defy some of the trends that he's even like created or perfected. It's just really cool. I also really love learning from him and watching from him because he's just a true artist, but also like a true like intellectual in the sense that he has like mastered his craft and his art, but is always still learning. So it's just cool to hear him talk about like the progression of makeup throughout decades. Like he can go as far back as like basically the beginning of makeup and just talk about like the influence of the time, the influence of like politically what's happening during whatever specific time period is occurring at the time. And also talking about what major influencers of the time would affect the application and the type of makeup worn. Like it's so freaking fascinating. I just think sometimes like this type of influencing lifestyle or people that are, you know, super into makeup or fashion or, you know, those things can seem so superficial, but I think there's such a deeper concept and meaning to it that it truly is an art form. And there's so much that can kind of like be fruitful from that it's just so enjoyable to like just be like a fly on the wall and get to learn and watch it. And it's like, it really is an outlet for me. You know, I don't just say I love makeup because, you know, I think I'm prettier with it and that's the only reason, which is fine if it is yours. But there's just so much respect behind like the development of a product and the ingredients in a product. And like, it's freaking cool. And like the world of like influencing and like seeing these artists developing products, posting them, teaching you less like layman peasants how to use them. It's so fun. Another like professional makeup artist that I love, and I've talked about her so much, is Katie Jane Hughes. Again, she's a professional makeup artist, celebrity makeup artist, editorial makeup artist. She collaborates and works with like so many big brands, and she is where I've learned a lot of my like application techniques, but as well as like those underlying philosophies. So like if you go to her Instagram, she generally, like before it was even a trend, like went with like the natural skin kind of look, like your skin looks like your skin, almost to where it's like this oily kind of base, to where like even in the time of like the KKW, like stark mattified, like bright under eye, like she never did it. It's just cool because for me, that type of like mattified, powdery, like intentionally like colored look was nothing that I ever kind of like identified with or was really able to recreate like on a consistent, typical day-to-day kind of basis. So when I stumbled upon her Instagram, it was so freaking cool. And like, it's almost like, whoa, like her skin's oily. And like, it's also like, that kind of looks like my skin. And like, she's showing you like how to just like throw on some bronzer and some blush over it and like still feel and look fabulous. And she talks about so many different products and what she has taught me about products, which is something that like, and again, it comes to marketing that I was just like so swooned by at the time, is that like a lipstick is marketed to be a lipstick, which means it goes on your lips, or like a cream blush. Well, that's only to go on your cheekbones, which she has taught me. And it sounds like kind of like so like duh saying it. For example, like this Patrick Ta blush that I have in front of me, like this like duo cream up top powder blush right here, super pretty pigmented. Like I have like fallen in love with this product and I'm actually wearing it right now, and it's like kind of wearing off. Like what Katie Jane Hughes has taught me is like this could literally be your go-to product for an entire look. I took the cream, dabbed it right here, and I have a lip. I could take this cream, put it right here, and I have a cheek. I could take this powder, blend it on here, I have a cheek. I could take the powder, I could do this pretty super bright pink, like monochromatic eyeshadow look. Don't let this be just a cheek product. I mean, you literally can use any product of makeup on any part of like your body if you wanted to. And so it's cool to like see a makeup artist do that and not just like kind of push her own agenda and like try to like make money off of you by like selling these different things. And she's freaking amazing. I'm like her #1 fan, obviously. So yeah, go check her out. She has taught me just so much about like the appreciation of makeup and just the concept that there's no right or wrong. If I want my blush to be loud and popping on the apples of my cheek, then that's where you freaking wear it. If you want it like climbing up your temples and around here and like super baby pink, then freaking wear it there. Like if you don't like blush, then don't wear blush. If you like a really pretty mattified bright under eye, then do that. If you don't like concealer, don't feel like you want it that day, then don't wear it. If you like your concealer to be exact on your skin tone and you just like a little bit right here, then do that. And that's just kind of like what she preaches, and she shows all different techniques, teaches you how to use the products, some of her favorites. But anyways, I'm done. I could go on forever about her and just like what I've learned, and I feel like it's just invaluable. Kind of flipping over to hair is kind of very similar. Obviously, like just an infinite amount of like combos and styles and things that you can do. To be fully candid, like my hair is usually like this majority of the time. I wash my hair like once a week. I'll blow it out and do some curls, and that lasts for like a day or two. And then I slick it back, or I throw it in a clip, or it's like on top of my head. And like, that's just what I like. It makes me feel good, versus like some people might wash their hair every day, and that's fine too. And like right now I have in extensions that are like a mile long, but it's just fun. Like I'm not committed to it because it's like, I feel like I have to have it. It's just fun to try. It's fun for different styles, and that's just like it right now. And when it comes to like fashion or style, which there is a difference. I like saw a quote one time is like, you can buy fashion, but you can't always buy style, which is like fashion is like what you buy like from boutiques or from the store. Style is how someone wears it. So I think that's just like so interesting, because someone can buy a product or an item of clothing and wear it one way, and then someone else can wear it a complete different way, and you just get a whole different vision and a whole different look. So it just aligns with hair and makeup, is it's just another form of expression, and like having like an appreciation for like the art of clothing is just fascinating. You know, in another video I'll go on my soapbox about like fast fashion and environmental effects, and I'm not naive to that. So kind of like that concept aside, I love fashion. With what little I know about it, I still have a lot of respect for it. I just love like grabbing little pieces that I can and like wearing it how I can and things like that. I love it. This sounds like super crazy, but like one of my #1 like rules, or you know, things that I follow when it comes to clothes, and it's more of like an intuitive thing. You know, you can picture an outfit like all day in your head, and like, you know, if you're packing for a vacation or something, like, oh my God, I'm gonna wear that to that dinner, and like I'm gonna look fucking fire, and it's like you put it on and you're like you're ugly. That happens a lot. And so I guess like my #1 like rule is I put on an outfit head to toe, and I will go in my long mirror and look in front of it, and instantly like try it. Instantly you will know if it's the look or not the look. And if you have to question it at all, take it off. Take it off and put on something different. Change the blouse, change the dress, change the shoes. Sometimes it's the shoes. Change the earrings. If you look in the mirror and you think you have it and you're like, oh, but done. Don't even think about it. Take it off. It's wrong. That's like my number one rule. And I swear it like guides me in like everything. And I think that's a product of over time learning to trust your own style, to trust how you put pieces together, and also learning your own body type and what types of like cuts of fabric and fit and shapes of clothing items are going to look best on you. What might look good on me and what I feel confident in might be something you would literally never pick up off of a shelf. And there's nothing wrong with that. When it comes to like trendier pieces, which I would almost say like this, like you're getting a big fun sleeve, it's like peplumed and layered. Some of like your really big like baby doll shoulder pieces that are trending right now, the super like straight line, like baby doll dresses, things like that. I typically like to buy like on the more affordable side because it might be something that I will wear for a couple years and then maybe won't love it. And like I said, I am not naive to the concept or the reality of fast fashion and the impact that has. So I really try to like refrain from doing that just for that one intention of like buying a piece because I want it for this one thing. I truly try not to do that. And I try to buy pieces that I know I'm going to wear time and time again and that I can swap out and do those different combinations, and I'm going to always love that piece. And it kind of goes along with like my rule I was just talking about. Like if you're trying on a piece of clothing somewhere like at a brick and mortar or in a store and you put it on and you're like, oh, I mean like that's cute, but like, no, don't get it. Put it back on the shelf. Don't spend your money on it. It ain't it. And like quit trying to make it happen. It's not gonna happen. That's truly how I operate when I shop. Like everyone knows, if like you are hesitant about it in the store, you're literally never gonna wear it. Or if you wear it, you're forcing yourself to wear it and you're not gonna feel good in it. So yeah, I also believe that a girl or a guy or, you know, whoever can never be overdressed. Like I would always rather be overdressed for something than underdressed. That's just like the name of the game for me. You know, I'll share more outfits and like fashion things later on and like what I wear to different events. But like just for example, like a wedding, like I'm always going to go a bit more elevated than not, just because I would rather be overdressed in a room than the one that's underdressed. And it might just be a product of like my profession and being an attorney and being in court and like actually having to follow certain like, you know, unwritten rules, but like they are. So I've kind of developed maybe a sense of like professionalism in my style, or kind of like a bit of like an elevated type of look. I think like wanting to be overdressed for me is probably a product of just kind of the world I've been like thrown into with my job. Like it's kind of just a stereotype, or like kind of unfortunate that if you're underdressed or not dressed up to par, clients or people don't take you as seriously, and it's just the name of the game. And so for me to have on like a good pair of slacks or like some super pretty jeans, a nice blazer, a blazer that's tailored properly can make a difference. A suit that's tailored properly, a good pair of pumps, like that to me makes all the difference. I'm gonna feel so much better. So yeah, another rule, always be overdressed, not underdressed. Now, another concept that like aligns with me when it comes to clothing, and I know it's a product of how my mother raised me. My mom had always, her style is very classy, but also with a touch of like being modest, not like prude. You could never show your cleavage or like your body shape or anything like that. Like I'm an extremely curvy person. I have like a smaller waist, bigger hips, things like that, you know, so I have always learned from my mom, like there are ways to accentuate that and to build that confidence without having to literally like put your nipples in everyone's face. And like I say that, but like I joke around because like, girl, if you want to have like your beautiful boobs out, like freaking do it. And like, I will be the first one to tell you how freaking hot you look. I might have to like throw on some bronzer on your cleavage or like some body oil, but like you look good. But for me, if I'm like in a professional setting, obviously, or like I'm going to a wedding, like I'm not gonna want to have like my boobs just like out. That's just not who I am. And it's like a product of my mom. You know, when we were like school dances or prom or something like that, like I was never allowed necessarily to like try on or like buy the like super low cut dresses. Like I always had like a pretty classic like strapless kind of gown, and that's just the type of style that I'm drawn to. And so it's kind of helped influence my style as an adult. So for me, it's more of like a treat to wear like something with cleavage or whatever, and it's not because I'm not confident in it or I feel like I shouldn't, like there's some rule book, because I don't feel that way. There are definitely moments where I do that. That's like a thing with fashion, is that there are just so many underlying influences and variables, and you know, what might catch my eye will never catch your eye, and that's fine. And part of the goal of like me wanting to share more fashion on my platform and like how I go about choosing a certain item to buy, how I want to style it, and maybe like you could agree or align with some of like my style techniques, but also just kind of like my thought process, and like maybe you guys could learn like, okay, like this is how she thought through it, and this is what she got, and this is why she got it, and like this is why it looks good on her body and her body type and this and that. And so maybe if, like that's just like a takeaway for some of you guys watching, like that would be like what this is worth to me. It's not to like push a specific style or a specific like item of clothing that it's like you have to go get. I'm like never gonna be that person, and like you'll see me wearing a lot of the same stuff over and over and over, because like I know it's really hard to believe, but like I'm a human and I only have a finite amount of clothing, and like I like my clothes in general, so I like to wear my clothes. I don't want to be some influencer that just pushes something different every single time you see me, and I'm never gonna push that philosophy on anyone. I'm more about like buy quality pieces, whether that's like good high sentimental quality or like high quality clothing in general, something that's gonna make you feel good, that you're going to grab time and time again, that you can build in a wardrobe. And so that's kind of my philosophy on clothes. And like obviously I love to accessorize. I love pretty earrings. I like a bright lip. I don't really buy a whole lot of like ancillary jewelry. I just over time have been grateful to like collect just nicer pieces that I like just as gifts, and kind of like splurging or like celebrating something. I like to go buy like a nicer bracelet. And so those are things that I like to put on. You know, I don't love to just buy like cheaper metal items. Sometimes though, I will. Like if I want like a cute pair of gold hoops, like sure, I'll go do it. But I don't like to just buy trendy, like quick catch items or like little plastic ring or things that I just know are gonna tarnish in like 6 weeks and then they're gonna get thrown away. Like it's just not my style. I would like to be able to share that with you guys and kind of show you why I wear what I wear and kind of things like that. But nonetheless, how I really wanted to like end this video is kind of the overarching concept of me sharing kind of like what some people think is like these superficial type things, like hair, makeup, fashion. To me, they can have a sense of being superficial if that's how you view it, and if that is like the only quality in which you perceive a person. If to you, someone's value or worth is calculated based on the blouse they're wearing or the makeup they're wearing or the price of the shoes that they're wearing or how dirty their hair is, then you know, that's more of a product of the qualities of you as a person and not the person who enjoys to kind of like dabble in those things. For me personally, I know like there are just so many qualities that I know I hold as a human being that I'm never gonna actually get to share with you guys, just for like the method of which we're doing this, and like the items that I'm choosing to share with you guys about my life and what I like. But I know that there's so much more to a human than their makeup and their jewelry and their hair and their clothes. And beyond those things, those are the last things that I look for in a person, or I would like, have like these preconceived notions of a person. I would never do that based off of what they're wearing or how they look. I think there's so many other amazing qualities that us as humans hold and share with each other. Intelligence, humor, the energy of someone, like the vibe of them that you're around. Some of like the best freaking memories I have are just around like my people. Who fucking knows what they were wearing? Like, we probably hadn't even showered in 2 days. Like, you don't think about those things. And that's like, there's so much more to people and what we have to offer in our relationships and love and career and just the world, that it is very easy to see how these types of topics can be portrayed as superficial. It's not just, this top of the surface kind of concept for me. I enjoy these things and they do bring me a lot of joy, but I don't hinge my entire quality of life on these things, nor do I do that to other people. So beyond just what I share with you guys, like, I have a very like small, close-knit, like amazing group of friends, and like my family is literally everything to me. And like, there's so much more to me as a person that I hope that I'm able to portray in a way with you guys on my channel. And like, there's just more about my career I want to share, and just experiences and all kinds of things. And that I also like want to hear from you guys, and like for the people in my life, that's why I love them. It's not about the number of shoes they have in their closet, like, and it's never ever going to be that, and it never was that. There's a reason why I love my people, and also because like I'm a little weird and like very, very introverted, and also it sounds like pretty counterintuitive since I'm like talking to just random people. Extremely introverted, like very high anxiety in social settings. Like, if you don't know me and you ever saw me, like I'm like freaking out, like I can't do it. The people that I hold near and dear to me, they know that about me. It's taken several years for them to like peel the layers of the onion, and just those people accept me for who I am, and it's not about like the shade of the lip gloss I'm wearing. So that's my overarching point of all of it. I like truly believe that every single freaking person is beautiful. Every single person has something to offer. I will always hear you out, no matter what you have to say. Like, I'm all about a conversation. Humans are special, and there's just no rule book when it comes to beauty and fashion and jewelry and lifestyle. You just do you, and however you feel on the day you wake up, you dress yourself for that. You put on your makeup for that. If you don't like makeup, fuck makeup. That's fine, but like, the people that I love know that like I'm ridiculous, and I'm gonna put on my dumb shoes and I'm gonna be fixing my lip gloss at the table, and they love me for that. I just think, like, fuck marketing, fuck beauty rules, just do what makes you happy. And at the end of the day, like, that's gonna create the energy and the quality of life that I think we all yearn for as humans. So thanks for tuning into my therapy session. I will send you my invoice after this, and just like get with my secretary and we can schedule another appointment. But yeah, that's it. I just wanted to like get on my soapbox a little bit about like beauty and all that, and just, there's so much more to it. I just like hope everyone finds a little something to enjoy about what I'm choosing to share. If you liked this video and you made it through this with me, love you, and hit that like button. If you have like any other kind of like philosophies or thoughts, you agree, you disagree, like let me know. I want to have a conversation. If you want to see more of the shiz I put out, definitely hit that subscribe button. And that's about it. I'll catch you guys on my next video. Bye.